Egg. Ergonomic geodesic home. The egg is a modular hermetically sealed home that can come in any shape and size. Using a simplified construction methodology, an extremely resilient structure can be made with minimal parts. You have people living in trailers and shacks as if to smite them. You have them paying a premium to live with bugs with no lower rent options available. You could build a sturdier and nicer structure for less construction cost. I'm going to try to find an investor for some ideas, but you see, my ideas help people to survive, which makes them very unpopular. They don't want us here. I'm expecting to die instead of being in a company and working on these ideas, so this is a final idea purge before I sign off again as I get taken under again. The egg can be aesthetically pleasing, cheap and strong all at the same time. By using proper materials and by creating it with as few pieces as possible. It would be easier to start with a single piece and remove parts to create the structure. Unlike how even the cheapest structures are made presently with many separate layers and parts. Not to say that is actually how they should be constructed in every case, but that is one idea. Usually the parts would be 3D printed. The egg would have three main parts: the base, the floor and the top. When assembled, they are hermetically sealed together from within, creating an airtight structure that can be submerged in water if needed. These parts can be replaced easily or added to. Despite the concept's name, in this case the structures don't have to be shaped like eggs, although they can be. It could be anything our imaginations can conceive. Smaller 500 square feet structures could be egg-shaped and could replace trailers and studio apartments. And larger 2,000 feet structures might be donut-shaped. The donut egg. The pieces snap together using an interconnecting parts language, and new parts can be added and subtracted. Each window or door is a potential port on which an attachment can be placed that is either another room, or a hallway, or even a specialty room or wall, such as a production unit or room of a particular type of resource, in some cases similar to a greenhouse, that easily attaches to the port in the wall of the structure that would otherwise be a window or a door. If I haven't mentioned it elsewhere, the system I'm describing absolutely does not require tearing everything down and then putting up these weird pods everywhere. I believe in preserving tradition while allowing for updates like this to also have their place. The system described here utilizes the existing infrastructure if it were to be implemented at all. It would be very easy to classify residential and utility room levels based upon their size. It would be easy for an individual or family to claim all of the rooms in a structure and have a normal family life in a normal home. However, this system would also allow for non-traditional structures to form and to be inhabited by families, individuals or larger groups. The general idea of the egg is a very simple production method for a very sturdy structure. These can be made quickly and cheaply, and at least can take the place of things like trailers. With the technology available, they could be made to look exactly like a trailer if that's what people wanted. But with a little imagination, I think we could create wondrously fantastic creations that people can live and work in. If a structure has no room to attach rooms for production capabilities such as existing rooms within existing cities, then we introduce to you the mini egg. The mini excess goods generator. What if your job could be to work with a massive hydroponics unit the size of a water heater in your room that you occasionally tend to? And you add your contribution to the rest of the building or structure's contribution, so that even in a city natural goods are being produced locally. This is the opposite of what the controllers want. They want to starve us out. Oh shoot. Here comes some pizza-shaped mobile eggs. They can connect together to create a temporary metastructure with interconnecting windows and doors. Then pizza egg slices can come and go by attaching to empty spaces within the pizza egg pie. It's the possible future of the RV community. This concept can apply to other structures as well, where a mobile room can become part of an anchored structure with other mobile rooms attached. Each room or ergonomic geodesic home can have the ability to collect and convert rainwater. It could have solar pedals around the top like a flower around the central rainwater collector/fireplace. Each unit is made of a material that works with the alkalinity of the soil to produce electricity. Electricity can also be collected from the air. There are so many ways to create energy that there is no reason that each housing unit should not be producing excess energy. And this can be another way that we earn credit, simply by our structure producing energy. We should have the right to work on these and other technologies and ideas without having to go through the red tape of the ownership institution, or the indoctrination institution, or the financial institution. We should be able to collaborate on a mutually beneficial platform. The system presented here does not fear the people, but instead allows them to participate in shaping the world and building their own custom communities. Everyone has a voice and everyone can participate in an all-inclusive idea sharing and decision-making voting process where we can share our opinions and ideas. We can be given credit to participate in the decision-making process. Other people always claim to know what's best for you, but usually the only thing they offer is their self-gratification through the issuing of commands. Try to create a system that allows people to live their entire lives without being issued a single command. Instead, allow them to integrate and work with a collaborative community. Instructions for all processes are provided, and so no one ever has to be barking orders or issuing commands. Each individual has a direct relationship with the system through their local distribution center where they can exchange most of their goods. All of us can contribute what we can directly to the system by producing actual value in the form of excess surplus. This can be done usually through advanced gardening. Imagine strong structures that integrate into the local ecosystem and create a mutually beneficial process for all life there. This should be our focus instead of fighting in the streets. We can have annual competitions to create improvements to the biochain formulas of sustainability that we use. Like collecting rainwater on the roof that is used by the fish that are used to fertilize the kelp, which is used to fertilize the soil, and so on. There are so many things you could be doing and creating at all times to improve the quality of life for all life. You can create healthy communities that produce positive long-term effects. These communities produce abundance from every room of every structure through advancements in local gardening and local production of excess goods. There are so many things we can be doing each moment for the mutual benefit of all life in the world that there is no excuse. Turn litter into fertilizer. Create biochain formulas that course through the walls of the structure and feed the outer world. Change the relationship with citizens so they can be productive in their local environment and recognize their contributions. We can be given access to work databases that show all local available work outside of our structure's usual production capabilities. These work requests can come from the central system and from other citizens nearby that put in requests for jobs. Our primary role is that of caretaker. We are the caretakers of the land, the structures, and each other. This is a system in which we may respect the sacred in one another. All consciousness is God consciousness expressing itself through infinite forms. The point of our existence is not our usefulness to others, but rather as a house for the God consciousness. Instead of a dog-eat-dog world orchestrated by beneficiaries, each individual has a direct relationship with an open-source system of collaboration and accountability. Equilibrium is a recession-proof system that uses a resource-backed currency and produces abundance for all.